Hey, it's Chris Gately, Gately Properties, your friendly real estate business. And if you notice, we're in a different location today. We're not in the studio. We are out in front of a solar panel array on the top of a house. What does that mean? It means we're going to be talking about solar today. It's with Tim Pluma of American Solar Brokers. He's going to be joining us to talk about solar and what we can do to save some money when we purchase solar, because we are spending more times in our homes in 2020 than we ever planned, which means our utility bills are going through the roof. And let's see what we can do to save some money. So let's go ahead and bring Tim in. Hello, Tim.
Hello there, Mr. Gately.
I love your background.
I said it. I've got to figure out how to change it because I've created some custom backgrounds like yours, which is awesome.
Well, you know, I figured we needed a special background for today since we are talking solar. We got to be in front of a solar array at a house. I believe this is actually photovoltaics.
Yes.
I don't see the plumbing for solar pool heater. That's a completely different kind of solar system, but still a good one.
Yes, it is. And the first question you want to ask is, how big of a solar system do I need? Because that really determines the price and the layout and what's going to fit on your roof. So just real briefly, when somebody calls me and is making the inquiry about solar, I will ask them for 12 months of utility data so that I can accurately size the system to meet their historical needs. And so once I have their 12 months of utility data, I can figure out how big of a system they need. And then I'll talk to them about demographics. Do you have more people moving in? Do you have little kids who are going to be getting older? And it's a known fact, they're little kilowatt monsters and they start using more energy. You'll figure this out. You know, they start leaving lights on and the computers on and the iPads on and the TVs are on and all the lights in the house are on. And the air conditioning's running and they're outside in the pool. So I ask about demographics, you know, people moving in, people moving out, you moving in your mom or your grandma, does she have a, you know, oxygen machine and things like that? Are you planning to build a pool anytime soon? Are you going to get an electric vehicle anytime soon? And anytime soon really means in the next 2 to 3 years. That's what I mean anytime soon.
Yeah, because you install these systems to be how long are the systems good for usually? You're trying to build 25 out, right?
They're warranted for 25 years. Many of the systems I sell will still produce at 90% power after 25 years. And the way I equate that to people to then kind of comprehend the concept is I say, can you imagine if your laptop was 90% as fast as it was on day one after 25 years? You can't even fathom that.
I can't. I really can't, honestly. It's that's wow. And I mean, in 25 years, in the last 5 years, we've seen technology just jump. So imagine 25 years from now, when you finally update the system, who knows how efficient it's going to be.
Yeah, but I mean, you really don't need to. I mean, if you have a product on your roof that's still producing at 90% power from day one, it might look older and dated, but it still works. It's still functioning. There's no need to replace it. And so that's why I tell people, I say, you really get one chance to do solar right. You get one chance because you're never going to buy it again, at least for that house. Yeah. You're not going to say, hey, it's time to update our solar after 5 or 10. I mean, you could, but it's not something normal people would do.
I mean, as a real estate agent, the return on investment for solar is huge. People want it. Now, there's different forms of getting the solar, right? So you have leasing, you have purchase, you have, what's a third one?
PPA, power purchase agreement. And then you got PACE or Hero loans, where they put the purchase on your property tax, which no lender likes, unfortunately.
Correct. And actually, I just did a video. Here's a chance for me to plug another video that I've got that I just did about the updates to the HERO program that are coming, because there was a new law in California that was passed by the Senate and the Assembly, but it hasn't been signed by the governor just yet. It's on his desk. So it's reforming PACE a little bit.
Oh, yeah. It's, yeah, LA County actually just unapproved Hero loans, PACE loans in LA County. Unincorporated LA County anyway.
Unapproved, huh? So they're not allowed anymore.
They're not sanctioning it anymore. But some cities are. So the cities can still approve it, and I'm not even sure if Santa Clarita is one of those. I'd have to look. I don't do a lot. I've only done a handful of Hero and PACE loans in my whole career, because once I explain how they work and the cost and the ramifications to the title of someone's house, most people shy away from that, especially when they understand that, yeah, it's, you know, there's no money out of my pocket. It's off balance sheet financing, but if you go to sell your house, you got to pay off the whole loan. You got to pay it all off. And Hero or PACE loans have substantial administrative fees charged up front.
Yeah.
So that's a deterrent to it, and the property tax, and when you go to refi, which many people are, it's very difficult to get the PACE funder to release the loan and then have them re-record it, and then it's just a hassle. So I don't sell a lot of those, really none in the last several years actually.
There you go. So yeah, so I mean, if you are thinking about solar and you've talked to somebody like that does Hero or PACE, talk to Tim. I mean, there's other options out there, right?
There's a lot of options. I mean, we've got, out of the gate, you've got obviously you got cash, which is great. That's always cash is king. You've got financing programs. You've got combo loans. You've got reamortization loans. And then you can get into leases. I mean, a lease may be appropriate for certain people if they don't have a tax appetite for whatever reason. They don't need the tax credit for whatever reason, or can't use it for whatever reason. And there are people out there like that. I recently made a presentation to a gentleman who had 9 children. 9 children. And I said, hey, you're going to get a tax credit. And he's like, I've got 9 kids. I don't pay federal income tax.
That's his solution. Yes.
So unless you have 9 kids, most generally speaking.
Yeah. He needs as much help as he can get with 9 kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. And in the state of California, those are still available, correct?
What's that?
The tax credits.
Well, it's not a state; it's a federal. It's a federal program. It's
Gotcha.
called the investment tax credit. Right now, it's 26% for every dollar that you spend on a solar system, or even included roof repairs. If you have to repair or replace the section of the roof where the solar will go, you can get a tax credit on that portion. Can't do your whole new roof and get a tax credit on everything. So if you need to repair it or replace it for that section, if you need an electrical panel upgrade, you would get a tax credit on that as well. If you want to add a battery storage system to the solar, you would get a tax credit on that as well. So right now, for the next 3.5 months of 2020, it is 26% for every dollar. And next year, it drops down to 22%, and then it goes to 0 after that. At least right now, assuming there's no change in the tax law, which I'm hoping there will be if there's a new administration who's more favorable to renewable energy.
Gotcha. Speaking of battery backups, I mean, so the argument I've heard time and time again is that, the sun doesn't shine all the time. I mean, we do live in one of the sunniest places on earth right now because we're lucky to be in Southern California.
Yep.
But battery backups, I mean, I know Tesla is one of the big ones that you hear about, and that kind of helps offset. It stores the energy, and then your home uses the energy from that when the sun goes down, obviously.
It does. So battery backup has 2 functions in today's market, and I'll just stick with Southern California, Edison. So most of us don't have frequent power outages. I mean, we live in, but some do, and it's happening more frequently.
Yeah.
So I am definitely selling more battery backup systems. And so there's 2 things about them. Number one, it's a backup system for your house when the power goes down. And from everything I can see, that's going to happen more frequently in the years to come. mainly, fires, preventative outages, preventative, shutdowns, planned, outages.
We 100 weeks of 100-degree weather.
Yeah, the grid goes down because it just gets overwhelmed. So if you have a battery backup system at your home, you can run your home, certain parts of your home, off that battery system. And it really is how big of a battery system you have. You have, your starter battery system, then you can expand it, and then you can get like supersized, 42 kilowatt hour system, which will run your house, for as long as you want necessarily. But I tell people a battery system is no different than your iPhone that you see here.
Gotcha.
If you're on your iPhone or any phone, if you're on your phone all day and you're watching videos and you're texting and you're chatting and you're sending, recording videos and you're talking, your battery is going to go down by the end of the day. Same thing with your house. If you have a bunch of lights on and you're running your air conditioner, you're running your jacuzzi, your pool, the home battery system is not really designed for that. You can do it, but your battery will go down pretty quickly.
Gotcha.
So it's really meant for what we call a critical load scenario, where if the power goes out, you want to run certain things, your refrigerator, your microwave, your laptop, your computer, charge your phones. You want to have lights in strategic rooms throughout the house, your kitchen, your dining room, the kid's bedroom, your bedroom. But you also would be judicious on, every other light. You'd shut off every other light that you don't need at that moment. So, and it would serve your purpose for however long power's out and size to that battery system. So it's really dependent on the size of the battery system.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, I mean, that's all something that they can do. Now, how are you meeting clients right now? Are you doing virtual meets and discussions?
I'm doing a lot of Zoom presentations, PowerPoint with the Zoom, and and actually that's gone pretty well because I can make notes on the document while they're looking at it. And I can highlight things, which is kind of cool, and I can really emphasize it, and people can look at it real time and ask questions real time. I just did an in-person presentation yesterday, and I've been doing several of those lately, and we do them all in the backyard. We basically go out, and almost everybody's got a barbecue or patio or a table in their backyard, and we sit socially distanced 6 feet apart or more, and with the mask still on. And I make my presentation, and they can ask their questions because I try not to go back and forth on emails because it's an endless chain of well, what about this? And hey, my husband just thought of a question last night. Well, what about this? And I'm like, you're killing me with 1,000 questions one at a time.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, well, there you go. So if somebody wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
They can call me at area code 661-347-5000 or send me an email to tim@americansolarbrokers.com, and I will get right back to them. And of course, I'm on Facebook, popularly known as Solar Tim.
Yep, and that's how I know you, is in the AG and a few other. I think you're also SAV concierge, I think, as well.
Concierge, I'm SRAR. I'm actually going to the Women's Council.
I think
I'm on a team. Yes.
So I mean, you are everywhere. Everyone knows who you are. So that's always a good thing. Knows that you're dealing with somebody reputable.
Yes.
And so if you have any questions, do talk to Tim. He is the best place to talk to. And thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome, Chris.
If you like this video, please like us, subscribe, share us, give us a thumbs up, and please feel free to check out some of our other videos. Don't wait. You can click. Don't forget to like us. Subscribe.